here. I just wanted to talk a little bit about playing Recuerdos de la Alhambra, which is a very challenging piece on the guitar, and one that a lot of people aspire to play to. But I have to say I have nowhere near mastered it myself, but along the way I've picked up a few ideas on the technique of playing it and perhaps try a different approach to it. For me, the first problem is using this A finger, and you're taught to use the tremolo playing a p.i.m.a sequence, like p.i.m.a, p.i.m.a. And it's this relationship between the thumb and the A finger that seems to be the main problem. And also, when you often hear it performed, it's not an even sequence of notes. It sounds like a horse galloping, rather than a fast trot. And it's really the speed, the sound of this. It sounds very fast, but in fact, it's really an illusion. And that sense of speed is achieved by an absolute evenness between the notes and evenness of volume. Now, on both hands, really, the most dexterous fingers are the P, I and the M fingers, not the A finger. And I think it's quite possible and perfectly reasonable to play this piece just using a sequence P, M, I, M like that. And in fact, there's some great players that do play it like that. People like Anna Vidovic. And she's one of the world's great players, and she chooses to do it like that. It also makes playing the slurs, the little trills, a lot easier, because actually if you're playing with P-A-M-I, you actually switch to using the I-M fingers to do the trills, and particularly on the inside string, you're less likely to hit the the outside string if you're just using the I-M fingers. Now, I sort of think of the fingers, these two fingers, like the legs of somebody riding a bicycle, and your hand is like a gearbox, and the thumb is like a lower gear driving the two legs on the bicycle, and you had to get this sort of mechanical smoothness of the sequence of notes. So I think it's quite a good idea to approach it. You're just using these two. You can try practicing it P-A-M-A, and that you'll see how much more difficult that is, and P-M-I-M. It's a much more natural sequence. Of course, I think the piece was written as an exercise for the right hand, so it's a good thing to practice it as it was intended, which is P-A-M-I. Let me get on the motorbike. Anyway, that's my approach. Now, the few other little tips is that you have to be very, very relaxed when you play. So you mustn't be holding your shoulder up or anything like that. It's got to be let the whole weight of your arm just totally flop like a rag doll and relax. And the muscles you use for playing it it's like as if you had a little tickle, little itch on your cheek, and you just use those little muscles, not the gripping muscles. It's these very, very light muscles. And also one might want to consider the attack of your fingernails on the string. So if you dig them in too deeply, it'll tend to catch. So it's a very, very just sort of tickling the string, really, very lightly like that. The left hand, you've got to get this onto sort of autopilot and practice the chord sequence without the tremolo. Now you can see I'm actually using a pick, which is not conventional for classical guitar, but I've damped the pick using a little pad, which I use the nose pads actually for spectacles, and I find that it actually mimics the flesh of your fingertip, or your thumb in this case, And if you set it back about a millimetre off the tip of the pick, that acts like the nail. It actually works quite well, damping that like that. The thing is, with the pick, because the pick is sort of right angles to your thumb, you can adapt a much more relaxed hand position, rather not arched like this at all. You've got a straight run for your tendons through to your fingers, so you keep a straight wrist like that. It takes a little bit of getting used to this pick. It's not. But because you can't feel the string in the same way as if. But I broke my thumbnail off, so I've been playing around with these picks, and actually I quite like it. You have to be very careful to balance the volume of the thumb pick, with your fingers. Otherwise, it's overpowering, and it's quite difficult to do that. But I think it comes. If you're a practiced plectrum player or using a thumb pick, you soon get to learn to balance that. I quite like this thumb pick. It gets good attack on the string. Anyway, that's just a few of my little thoughts on playing this very difficult piece. So I'll leave you with that. Bye for now.